This one change in my marketing strategy took me from a broke nerd just trying to make my first penny online to growing a 7-figure business. It actually boggles my brain cells that people don't actually talk about this more. It's extremely vital. If you have a business and you're getting poor quality leads, this is going to change all of it for you. My name is Chris. I've grown a 7-figure coaching business online selling to some of the brokest people on earth, musicians. So if I can be successful in that, you can do it in your industry too. So I'm going to show you how. The reason I had to make this change in my marketing was because I kept getting on phone calls with people who just weren't serious about learning. They didn't have the money to afford my services. So it was really frustrating. Over time, the more and more I got on sales calls with these types of people, the more discouraged I got because the quality just wasn't high. The desire wasn't there to truly make a big investment, take action, and move forward with their lives. So I had to change something because the more I did it, the more I showed up low energy on these calls with the mindset of, well, they're probably not going to buy anyway, so I'm not going to give it my all. I needed to change something. It had to be the front end quality of the leads because I knew if I could get more dedicated people on the phone, that would change everything. In any marketing study that you learn, they always tell you to talk about problems or desires of your audience. I've found from testing, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, reading researches, that there's one that works better than the other. So there's moving away from pain, and then there's moving towards some kind of dream that they want. Human psychology says that we are more motivated to get out of a painful situation that we're currently living than to work towards a dream we want to achieve. So if you were a homeless person and you didn't have $1 to get any food to survive, you would take more action to get $5 to get a sandwich than if you were a middle-class person who was comfortable to strive to become a millionaire. And a big reason is because when we look at dreams that we want to accomplish, they sound great. They sound amazing, but we're already currently living in a lifestyle that is comfortable. It's good enough. So we're only willing to do so much to work towards a dream that we want. However, if you're living in a current hell, in a situation that sucks to live with, you're going to be way more motivated to get out of that situation than to work towards something amazing. I'm not saying that there aren't ambitious people out there who work towards their dreams, but even those people, if they were in a situation that absolutely sucked, they couldn't pay their bills, they couldn't feed their children, they're still going to work way more hard to get out of that situation than they are going to be to work towards something extravagant. So if you notice this chart, this could be where your customer or your client is. You could talk about moving them away from their painful situation, or you could talk about moving them towards their goals. I'm going to give an example of somebody who wants to start a guitar teaching business. So the angle of moving them away from pain, are you somebody who's trying to make a living teaching guitar? You've been posting 3 times a day on social media, you're running all these ads, but you're just not speaking to the right people. And every time you get on the phone, they're just not serious enough to commit and pay you that much money. So you end up having to work this part-time job that's taking more energy away from what you could be putting into your business. You know you're capable of doing this full time and you have the talent to help other people, but you just got to figure out some better marketing plan. So that is speaking about somebody's current situation and the hell that they're in. If you can describe that situation better than they understand it in their heads themselves, their next automatic assumption is that you have some kind of solution to it. That's how trust is built. Think about the last time you met a stranger and you guys related on some sort of common ground. Like, let's talk about cars, right? People can say Lamborghini and Ferrari, but if you talk about like Aventadors and Huracans and how it has this V12 engine and SF90s, guess what? You're gonna relate to that person a lot more because they're describing each type of model, which means that they're a car person. And if you're a car person, you're gonna relate to them and you're gonna believe that they know what they're talking about. So when you can describe something in gruesome detail about that person's situation, they're gonna trust that you have some kind of solution. Let's talk about the other angle, moving towards a dream. Same scenario. If I say, do you teach guitar and you wanna make $1 million and you wanna buy back your time so that you don't have to work at all, you could sit at the beach drinking pina coladas and you'll make this much money. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody can relate to that because they're like, that outlandish dream sounds amazing. So you start to get a lot of noise. It's not only the serious people that want that, but also the people that aren't that serious want that dream and that desire because it sounds great. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, they're not going to be as motivated to press forward and take action and buy from you because they can live without that dream. They've been living without that dream up until now. But if you talked about their current scenario, it motivates them way more. And the funny part is, both those scenarios that I just gave you move in the exact same direction. They both go this way towards the dream anyways. So moving someone away from their pain and toward their dream is the same outcome. However, it's more effective if you speak about the current situation that they're in and why it's painful, why it sucks, and why they need to get out of it. They will be more motivated to take action. Plus, only people who are living that current situation can relate to it, which means that if you talk about a situation that only people who are trying hard are going through, they're going to be more likely to be attracted to that. And the people who aren't really trying aren't going to resonate with that message because they're not going through those problems. Since we know we should be talking about pain points versus dreams, another very important part is that we talk about specific problems versus general problems. If I was like, do you want to learn how to sing, but you're too busy, so you don't have any time and you don't know where to start, you're going to start attracting people who want that thing. They're like, it sounds cool, like I definitely want to sing, but they're not really trying that hard. If you talk about general problems, you're going to attract the mass, which means now you're going to have to filter out all these people just to find the few gems in there. And the more of these that you have to speak to, the more frustrated you're gonna get. And the whole game of business and sales is all mental. If you're not feeling encouraged up here, it's going to leak and seep through your pores through the sales calls. And even these people who are qualified aren't gonna wanna buy from you. If you talk about specific problems that only people who are trying hard or putting in the effort are going through, you're going to attract more qualified people. People who are putting in effort, what are the actions they're taking? Are you posting 3 times a day? You're making a video and posting on YouTube every day. You're practicing music every day. You're putting the effort into it, but you're just not getting the result you want. People who aren't trying can't relate to that. They're not posting 3 times a day. They're not making a YouTube video every day. So if you talk about those problems that are specific, you're going to attract just the people that are qualified. And the people that are going through that situation, you eliminate all these people. These people are the enemy. You don't want to deal with these people, right? You want to attract just these people. This pool of people is much larger than this one because most people aren't qualified. If you look at any industry, it's always going to look like this. There's going to be the lower tier, which is people who are beginners and less qualified, not trying as hard. There's going to be the mid tier, where there's people who are, they're kind of trying, right? And then there's people who are in the higher tier, and the higher tier is always smaller than the mass. But these are the people you want to speak to because these people have the desire, which means they're the ones that are willing to pay you. That's what's going to grow your business. If you want to learn more about attracting these types of people and selling a high ticket offer around your coaching, check out this video right here. If you want more help, I'm going to leave a link down below for you to book a call and see if I can help you. See you in the next one.